Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exciting episode of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Today is September 9th, 2023, foul year of our Lord. So good to be back, and happy Friday to everybody. As you know, I was on hiatus from live streaming for the last week while I was traveling, and now I am back. It is exciting to be back. We have a lot to talk about. A lot has happened in the markets, and a lot is going to happen in the markets over the next week. And I'm a little worried that some of you might have forgotten some of the advice and some of the recommendations that we've been making. So we're going to break that all down. We're going to break down exactly what's happened with Bitcoin, what's happened with Ethereum. We are, of course, going to be looking at the best coins to be looking at, or the hottest coins, let's say. In the altcoin market, we're also going to be going over the latest DeFi narratives, what coins are doing well in that market, where is smart money moving. We're going to be using our various dashboards and our on-chain and technical analytical tools to determine that information, as well as trying to be entertaining for the whole time. So if you guys enjoy the show and you want to support what we're doing, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, turn on your notifications, and please like the video. It is the only way the YouTube algorithm recognizes us, and it is the only way that members will get notifications, for example, if the video gets a sufficient amount of likes. So I'm counting on you guys. If you guys can buy a random sub $500,000 market cap coin with your entire stack, you can certainly find the courage to smash the like button. Enough of that. Let's move right along. We are going to be talking about so much today. We are going to be talking about the market pricing, the current market percentage of pricing in the chance of a GBTC approval of their conversion of ETFs, or excuse me, of their trust into ETFs. The net asset value of GBTC shrinking. We're going to be talking about the support at 25K. We're going to be looking at where we're going to be going in Bitcoin's price if we lose the support at 25K. We're going to be talking about my personal plans for my investment plan for cryptocurrency over the next 6 to 12 months and what I'm expecting out of 2024, 2025. We're also going to be talking, of course, about our technical analysis. I'll be breaking down where we're at with PTP on the daily. We'll be looking at where we're at in the market on the 4-hour, and then even lower on the intraday charts, looking for trades today on Bitcoin. We're going to be talking about Fairdesk's second anniversary campaign and their trading competition. So that's pretty exciting. The hottest altcoins, I've got a lot to go over. We're going to be talking about Ethereum's EIP 4844, which is scheduled to come out later this year. And it is aimed at significantly reducing gas fees. We're going to talk about that and all the previous Ethereum upgrades and their price impact, and seeing if Ethereum's best days are behind them. Honestly, we're going to be talking about that. And then, of course, DeFi. So without further ado, let's get right into it, into the charts. I'm excited. Let's go. Ooh, just gives me chills every time. I could literally watch it all day. Okay, there we go. Everything's loading up. Everything looks good. Hopefully you guys are looking good. Hopefully you guys are doing good as well. And so it doesn't get too much boring, here's some music for you guys. Let me know if it's too loud. Let me know if it's too soft, as we do. Let's get right into Bitcoin. We're going to be starting off with Bitcoin. So currently, probably the most important thing catalyst-wise that we have coming up is the SEC, the potential SEC approval of the Grayscale trust being converted into an ETF. Now, I know that so much has been said about, you know, is this a good thing for price? Is this a bad thing? It's priced in, this and that, blah, blah, blah. It is, in my opinion, absolutely unequivocal that an ETF approval will not only in the short term lead to a pretty explosive rally in Bitcoin's price, but over the medium to long term, it will have ramifications that are massive. So another thing I want to point out before I dive too deeply into this Grayscale thing is that I believe it was last year, Michael Saylor said that there were 3 catalysts that he was looking forward to, that he would be surprised if it took more than 2 years for these things to occur. The first one was the SEC approval of an ETF. Obviously, we're waiting on that. The second one is the ability for traditional banks to custody Bitcoin for their clients. Of course, that hasn't happened yet. And the third thing, which has happened, is the new FASB accounting rules for cryptocurrency. So I'm not going to dive too deep into this because accounting is not my strong suit. This is why I pay an accountant. But this is very critical, and it's just important to mention because it was one of Michael Saylor's 3 things that would lead to the next bull run or lead to a massive rally in price. slowly over time. And that is the fact that businesses can now use fair value accounting for the cryptocurrency on their books. Previously, they could only use the lowest price that they bought at or entered into their position at or entered their investment at, which made it very unattractive for many companies, most companies, all companies, to actually hold cryptocurrency on their books for their accounting methodologies. Now, with this introduction of a new rule, a lot of people have heralded this as a absolutely correct step in the right direction. And I think this is good. This is good regulation and firm rules that are well thought out, and for the benefit of the vast majority of people are what's going to bring us closer and closer and closer to a better world, to a Bitcoin standard, to a more fair and sounder economic system. So big news. So what are the next two that we're waiting on? Of course, we're waiting on the ability for banks to custody Bitcoin, for individuals. And of course, am I a huge fan of that from the perspective of wanting people to be sovereign, of wanting people to own their own funds, of wanting people to take control of their lives, of not standing against the ethos of self-custody, which is core of Bitcoin? No, I don't. But pragmatically, as an investor and as a trader, as someone who's interested in making money off of Bitcoin, I think that is kind of a pretty much no-brainer. So just again, the more people that feel comfortable buying Bitcoin, and the more people will feel comfortable buying Bitcoin if they're able to buy Bitcoin through the normal routine of their lives. People are used to purchasing financial products from their banks, from their brokers, etc. And when those things are right in their face, they're much more likely and inclined to engage with them, for example. Okay. And so getting back to the SEC thing, I think, as I said, so for a very long time, one of the, I don't know why I'm on, here we go, sorry. All right, so here's the chart of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, and we'll just go to the weekly here. And as you can see, it does, of course, look very similar to the Bitcoin chart because it does track the price of Bitcoin. But there has been a significant, and there still is, there is a significant discount in the net asset value ratio. All right. So that was at a point in time, negative 45%, meaning that you could essentially purchase a stake of GBTC 45% cheaper than you could purchase a monetarily equivalent amount of Bitcoin. So there was this big idea, and one of the big trades, and unfortunately, this is one of the big trading ideas that got Three Arrows Capital into a lot of trouble. For example, you guys will recall Kyle Davies and Zhu Su, who are now operating OpenX, who basically took the cryptocurrency market in 2022, and they're like, let's just throw a cherry bomb at this market. Yeah, let's just, you know what, it's all good. Let's just lose trillions of dollars for people. Let's do that. Anyways, but they, you know, now it's a huge battle over who's get the GBTC shares and all these kind of things. I think it's like 12 or 15% of supply, but I digress. So that has now shrunk. That negative 45% discount that you could purchase GBTC at for an equivalent monetary value of Bitcoin, that discount has shrunk. And it is now only negative 19%. And I think as more positive news comes out about the potential for the Grayscale ETF to be approved by the SEC, which they have a deadline, I believe it's in April of 2024, but that's just the deadline. Very likely we will get a decision prior to that. And with the judge in the SEC versus Grayscale case just ruling that the SEC approving Grayscale's motion, and ruling that the SEC has to look at this case again, that they will not accept just a blanket dismissal for reasons. I think we are very, very close to a Bitcoin spot ETF approval. And I think the Grayscale is going to lead that charge. ARK Invest, Kathy Wood's ARK Invest, of course, also filed for a Ethereum spot ETF. So these things are all pretty important. And I would also say that there's been this like tweet circulate, or this kind of like narrative circulating around on the interwebs that you know, and it's correlating like, okay, well, in 2017, in December of 2017, we got the announcement of Bitcoin futures on the CME, and that was the top of the market, and the market crashed. And then in late 2021, we got the announcement of crypto options on normal platforms. And then that was the top of the market, and the market crashed. And now people are saying like, okay, well, you know, we've been rallying a little bit, and now we're getting the announcement that that the spot ETF might be approved. So that this must be the top of the market, and we're going down. And of course, as you guys know who've been following the channel, my trade thesis or analysis of Bitcoin is that we will prior to, the real explosion of the bull market, retrace all the way back to $18,000 to $20,000, if not even a little bit lower. So I am pricing in, I am expecting an eventual sell-off, because that's kind of the 4-year cycle thesis. We've now entered into the mid-cycle lull. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But the market structures are completely different between those two situations, which I believe are cherry picked, because you could, all these other announcements that came out where you had, traditional, and this time. So in both those situations, in both December of 2017 or November of 2017 and November of 2021, the market was in an absolute, undeniable, massive bull market rally. All right. And we were in both situations, we were in blue sky breakout territory, meaning price was higher than it had ever been before. There was no trend lines above us, no resistance above us. We are out in the blue sky making new highs. And we're like, that's not what's going on right now, guys. This is not what's going on. This is the mini bull market rally that we experienced following the capitulation bottom. And now we've likely entered into the mid-cycle lull. I'm open to the idea of a secondary rally, maybe even pushing us up to 40,000. Like, I'm okay with that. Because we don't really have a blow off top like we typically see from mid-cycle rallies. Like, for example, here's the one from 2019. But I digress. Of course, the particulars, the timing, all that can always be different from cycle to cycle. So I'm not gonna debate too much on that. Okay. So SEC approval is I believe very likely close to around the corner for the Bitcoin spot ETF. And we're going to get more information next month. But as I said, the deadline for approvals is early 2024. Now, moving into Bitcoin, and let's just get into the technicals here and all the information that I can share with you about Bitcoin. Quick check of the chat. Shout outs, of course, to people hopping in this morning. I, of course, saw Mr. Alexander Pearson, the man, the myth, the legend, senior analyst. Alex, good to see you, my brother. Hopefully you're doing well. Magnus, we've got Alex81SG, Tesla Go Around over there on Twitch. Shout outs to you, my friend. Fetty Turkle, you need to get a hold of me on Discord. I owe you $100. You won the 100 XRP dollar giveaway. So you need to get a hold of me, or I'm going to give it to somebody else. Let's see here. Yeah, Alex81SG saying the new FASB rule is more bullish than the ETF. To be honest, this change in accounting treatment is significant. However, it will only become effective in 2025. Yeah, I should ask the dude who knows everything there is to know out there. I think this means that we shouldn't expect most new institutions to invest in digital assets before then. Okay, so 2025. All right, cool. That'll be like the mid bull market catalyst, Profit Bear, shout outs to you as well, my friend. Magnus says wick down to 20K and then off to the races. Yes, nice, clean lines. We like them. Okay, I do want to point out, I'm going to hide the drawings here just so I don't obfuscate anything. So obviously we've had this nice macro here. We've had this nice post bear market capitulation bottom here following the collapse of FTX. If there was ever a clear capitulation event, it was that. I do want to just point out this kind of idiosyncrasy of the baseline, which is the fact that, everybody thought we had bottomed over here prior to the FTX announcement collapse, but then we had 3 months of very frustrating ranging sideways price action, and then the FTX announcement. But I want to point out that, look, this was a beautiful reversal baseline bounce, right? Which is a trade setup that we teach in our academy. And it's just fun to see that. Okay, it's just fun to see that. All right, so of course on the weekly time frame we have shuffled below the weekly baseline. This is exactly what I predicted all the way back when, about a month and a half ago. I said, you guys heard me talk about it ad nauseum. I said the market was going to move down every time we closed below the weekly baseline, with the exception since 2017 of this area of the market. We always produce at least one subsequent bearish candle, and it's usually a relatively big one, which we did. We broke down below the baseline. We had 1 week of consolidation and then chunk, and a negative 10.63 candle on Binance Spot, greater on a few other markets. And now we've had 3 weeks of pretty frustrating, very wicky, very choppy, very sideways price action, right? Where only bots are making money right now, right? So it's totally fine. If you feel frustrated by the last 3 weeks of your trading, that's okay. Everybody feels that way, right? There is this growing sense of, malcontent and low volume, low liquidity. Where are we going? What are we doing? So, and that's okay. It's absolutely fine to feel that way. Areas like this of the market are frustrating. I think it's easy, or I think what I recommend in this area of the market is to make sure that you're not, focusing or frustrated or really concentrated on really like today's chart or tomorrow's chart or anything like that, the 15-minute time frame, all that, blah, blah, blah. there's money to be made there, but I wouldn't be in that area. I wouldn't be focusing on that unless you really have worked out what your macro game plan schedule is, right? What your investment schedule is, right? Where you think Bitcoin's price is going in the broad term and what your plan is to respond to that, to personally capitalize and profit off of these price movements. So I'll lay out my game plan. You guys are free to copy it, mock it, dislike it, congratulate me for it. I don't care. This is what I'm going to be doing with my personal money because it is my self-sovereignty over my personal money that has allowed me to be successful. I don't rely on anybody else for my trade setups. I don't rely on anybody else for my trade ideas, my trade theses. And I've kind of made it my life's mission to teach other people to do the exact same thing. I don't want to shove signals down your throat, although we do sell signals if you're interested. I don't want to shove signals down your throat. I want to teach people to become traders because that is how, just selfishly for me, this is how I enrich my life by making lifelong bonds with people because I've helped improve their lives, not made them dependent upon me. Okay, thought I heard my phone ringing there for a second. Okay. So my personal game plan for 2023, 2024, 2025 is, first off, I have an assumption. I have a trade thesis, I have an investment thesis, and my thesis is that Bitcoin's price is going to rally significantly into another bull market, either beginning sometime in 2024. The more and more we look at this, it is starting to probably look like mid to late 2024, but that's absolutely fine. We'll have the halving in 2024. So, everything kind of the 4-year cycle thesis revolves around the halving, okay? So we'll have the halving, I believe, in May of 2024. And then we should begin at that point in time either completing the sell down to 18 to 20,000, but more than likely that will be done before that. And if we've already descended down to like 18, 20,000, then we will probably begin the slow rally up to over $100,000. So my overall price target for this bull market for Bitcoin's price is $100,000 to $130,000. I know that's a wide range, but that's the best I can do, guys. All right. Because there's always going to be variance. So over $100,000, absolutely. We will have bits and bobs along the way. We will have sell-offs. We'll have consolidation periods. There'll be periods where people get freaked out. Buy the dip until we're over 100,000. All right, that is my personal strategy and what I'll be recommending. It's very simple. Just keep it simple, right? And if we're under $100,000, we're buying dips if we're in the bull market. So, okay. And then signals. Put them in my mouth. Fetty. Okay, cool. Thank you for sharing that with me. Flux. Okay. Let me add you as a friend right now. All right, Flux. We're friends now. Hit me up. Okay, sorry. Back to the show. Okay. Yeah. So overall, my thesis is, I am not actively stacking Bitcoin right now. I have been actively stacking Bitcoin pretty much all throughout here. Sub $25,000, I will begin accumulating again. And then pretty much over 30,000, I won't really be buying any additional Bitcoin for my spot investment. I'll just be swing trading. I'll be swing trading pivot points is essentially what I'll be doing in breakouts and trending pullbacks and all these kind of things. And of course, I'll be updating everybody in the premium trading group as well as on the stream exactly what I'm doing in mine. So accumulation sub 25,000. I don't really care how low price goes. My current thesis is that price will not go lower than 15,000, but I'm okay if it does go lower than 15,000. I'm going to be really greedy. Probably take out some margin to buy more crypto. I'm not gonna lie if we go below 15,000. But I digress. That's just my personal plan, and I would like to retire this cycle. So I digress. Now. And then of course I've pointed this out as well. Okay, well that's my buying. Then what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to sell some around 40 to 50,000 or 48 to $50,000. I'm going to sell some between like $55,000 and $60,000. I'll sell it a little bit more at 70. I'm going to sell a little bit more at 85. And then once we hit $100,000, I'm going to probably I will begin distributing the last whatever percentage I've left of my account. So overall, the plan is probably to get rid of around 50% by the time we reach $100,000. So like 10%, 10%, 20%, right? And I'll just kind of keep ramping that up, but 50% up till about $100,000. And then I will discretionarily choose where to offload the last of my bag between $100,000 and $130,000, while also leaving myself open to the idea. So when we reach $130,000, I will be out for everything but 10% of my stack. I will leave that 10% just in case we continue to rally to even significantly higher highs. I'm not worried about buying back in. I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm going to be doing this cycle. It is the wrong thing. We just had a beautiful conversation about this in yesterday's mentoring session for the premium members, where we were discussing, the emotions and the psychology and strategies to prevent this bad behavior where, price will pump and we sell and then it pulls back and then we think we're a genius, but then it pumps right back up again and we buy back in. And then what do we do when it stops dumping? It starts dumping now. Well, that's a terrible thing. And the idea is once you hit your profit targets, you're out of the market. You're done, right? I mean, this is a huge play we're making, right? And you have to get it right. You have to accumulate at the lows. You can accumulate on the way up. It's fine. But once we've peaked, you need to have made a sufficient investment and you need to sell at the correct areas so that you're okay with that. You need to be okay with the amount of money that you made. You need to be okay with correctly and properly timing the market. You just need to be okay with that. You cannot let greed overcome you. If you've only got $10,000 in your investment account, then you're going to be lucky to make like $100,000 this cycle. If you have $100,000, you can make a couple million. Like it's just where you're at and what you can do, and wanting more and being greedy and thinking that once you get up there that you can somehow like take all the money that you've made and I need more. I need triple as much money. I need 5 times as much money. I need more gains. You're going to lose. You're going to lose your money. You have to be okay. You have to understand what your financial situation is. You have to understand how much money you can invest. You have to have a realistic expectation of what you can get from that investment. And you can't let all these crazy negative, I need greed thoughts to screw up your game plan when you can happily walk away with a couple $100,000 or a couple million and change your life forever. Or you could piss it all away because you wanted a little bit more. You can't do it. You can only do the cycle once. You buy, sell, out, wait, done. Okay, soapbox, Jesus. All right. Woo. So that's the plan. Jesus. Thanks, Justin. Thanks for scaring us. We have very strong support here at 25,000. As you can see, for the last few weeks, we've just been completely grinding this area. Any dips have been immediately bought back up. I like this. Just logically, I'm looking at this chart and I want to be a buyer. I'm not doing any swings at this point in time. I pointed out to the premium members just this morning that we do have a potential reversal baseline bounce set up here. But I am not really into taking big swings when we're in accumulation areas. Now, there is an alternative way to look at this, of course, which is going to be a volatility based approach, which is saying, well, look, man, volatility is starting to collapse. We're looking at the Bollinger Bands. We're looking at BBWP, which is Bollinger Band with percentile. And volatility is getting really low. And what happens when volatility gets real low? Well, we expand and we get a big movement. So we certainly are starting to gear up for some resolution out of this range. And I would bet that we're probably going to resolve to the upside, but I don't feel such conviction in that idea that I'm willing to put money on it just now. So as I say many, many times, when you don't know what direction to trade in, but you know that there's going to be a big move coming up, just wait and trade in the direction of the breakout, right? Now, you're going to have to set some alerts. You're going to have to you have to be very specific about what does a breakout or breakdown look like, so that you don't jump at every single shadow. But essentially, we're just going to trade in the direction of the breakout. So, what's a price level where we could start? So hourly close below 25,346. I would probably take the short. Very tight stop, or not very tight stop. Your stop is going to have to be closer up here to the middle of the range. So you're going to be taking an L if we're wrong. But that is the way you can jump into essentially what we call a momentum position, and then trade in the direction of where you think the big move is. And the idea is that maybe you're wrong a few times and you take a few L's. You try to short, price pops back up, you lose, price, drops back down, you short, price pumps back up, you lose. But eventually you will catch the movement, and it will be such a large movement that will make up for your losses and then some, is the idea. That is the psychology behind a momentum breakout trade, and suffering a few losses along the way. Okay, so yes, we do have volatility beginning to compress. We're certainly not at an extreme right now, so we don't have to take any action right now. We can wait. You can also, if you have an idea, if you have a bias on which way you think price is going to break, well, then you can just start accumulating positions at the lower end of the spectrum. Like, so what I mean by that is that if you think price is going to break out from here and move up, then okay, well, we just had a down candle, so that's probably a good price to buy at. Like, as low as we can get priced to like 25, that's probably where we want to be buying. And on the other side, if you think that price is going to dump, then you probably want to be accumulating short positions on green candles. Of course, in my case, blue candles, but yeah, on up candles. You want to be accumulating short positions on up candles so that you're getting better entry prices. So pretty easy to understand there. If we do lose support here at $25,000, let's go to the weekly chart. We are, of course, going to be moving to our next area of liquidity here. We are, of course, going to be moving to our next area of liquidity here, which is going to be here, this kind of consolidation area, previous resistance, this consolidation area right here. So we're looking around $20,000 to $23,000 is where we're going to be descending if we do end up breaking this level of support. With our most significant high volume node being right here at the 23,180 mark, there was a lot of volume here, most of it being on this breakout buy volume right here. And obviously people buying at the top, unfortunately, and getting liquidated. But, you know, you'll have that. So, and then overall, we're kind of targeting this kind of cluster right here. You know, this is 19,000, but you know, I'm okay with targeting this like $18,000 to $20,000 cluster for kind of our bottom price. That's going to be the bottom of the mid-cycle lull before we really kick off with the bull market. Okay. So just again, re-admonishment, I will be accumulating Bitcoin in my investment portfolio under $25,000, long-term thinking, play the cycle, understand the cycle. So with that out of the way, let's actually get into the trading technicals. We're going to be pulling up my pathways to profit trading strategy right now. Which is the basis of the majority of my daily trending signals. On the daily time frame for Bitcoin, we do not currently have any signals, neither bullish nor bearish. Price has traded above the 60 Hall MA, which we use as a daily baseline. So we are biased to be trading to the long side right now on lower time frames today, as long as the situation holds. Minx is under the zero line, of course, creeping back up, but we haven't broached above zero, so we're not really trending to the upside. We have no signal to trend here. Wadatar explosion, you'll notice, is showing a rising explosion level. That's why this graph is yellow. And we do have a green column, which is bullish, trading above the explosion level. This is all good. But you'll notice that this blue diamond line right here is what's called the dead zone. And this is a volatility filter, essentially, a volume filter, volatility filter. And when the columns are underneath the dead zone, we don't trade. And we really ignore the signals, because what that is telling us is that, yeah, price is doing something and it's kind of interesting, but it's not interesting enough. There's not sufficient momentum there for us to be taking positions. The risk reward ratio is not there. So from the daily perspective, we have no trade, we have no signal. And we are, of course, based on the fact that price is above the baseline, we are going to be biased to be trading long today. There is another way, of course, to interpret this. Some individuals don't use whether price is above or below. They use the angle, or the slope, as some call it, of the moving average itself. So the moving average is sloping down, even though price is above it. It's not sloping up. So therefore, they would be biased to trade to the short side. So I leave that in your hands. I prefer the first way, not the second way I just explained here. But that all just depends on you and your strategy. And if you make money with it, I have nothing. What can I say? Getting down to the 4-hour time frame, we're going to be looking, of course, at our reversal system here. So we are biased to trade to the long side on the daily time frame. So we're really looking for kind of bullish setups here on the 4-hour time frame. From the 4-hour time frame, we didn't quite get overbought here with price. We did, of course, violate, and you'll notice here the same thing that we were looking at on the daily. Notice the Bollinger Bands get very wide and then contract, and they get really tight, and you can see they narrow very much here. They narrow right here, and what happens? Breakout. We get a movement. So monitoring volatility to identify juicy trade setups is absolutely invaluable. So I will leave that in your hands and hope that you guys can do some research on that. 4-hour is very murky here right now. Again, very rangy behavior. We had a nice little, attempted breakout from the range that completely failed. A full retracement of that just this morning. And we're just right back where we were. We're right back where we were. So looking at this 4-hour time frame, since we are not anywhere near oversold, so things aren't really looking juicy, the only kind of area I can identify is just any deviations below the bottom boundary of the 4-hour Bollinger Band here. So, and again, that's that trend line that we've been trading off as well. So that's coming in around 25,250. So I'd be looking, or actually a little bit higher, 25,000, almost 300. So almost 25,300. So I would be looking here for about $500 cheaper Bitcoin. Is that right? Is that really right? $500 cheaper? $500. Yeah, about $500 cheaper Bitcoin here, around 25.3 or the high 25.2s. I would be looking to at the chart to see if we have signs of a reversal if we're actually breaking down. But again, I'd be biased to trade to the long side. If we descend down to the hourly time frame, we actually got better timing with that sell off. As you can see here, ISOspot here actually gave us a sell signal right up here at the top. Beautiful deviation above the upper boundary of the Bollinger Band, and now we've slid back down. Nice to support. We've got some big wicks coming in here, so you can see that we do now have support at 25.7. Price has not broke that on the daily basis, so we'll be monitoring the hourly here to see if we can actually get a aftershock pump back up at least to like 26,000, maybe 26,001. So that could be the trade idea of the day. Looking for the long today is looking a little juicy. We do have a big wick down here on high volume, which I love to see. We've got an immediate buyback and so far an inability to trade lower. So I would be looking to see if we can scoop up some positions here at 25.7 on the hourly, see if that plays out, or just waiting for a signal. Of course, we don't really have one right now. All right, let's get down into the intraday. On the 30-minute time frame, we're going to switch to our intra analysis right now. And we're looking kind of for juicy areas. So we did have buyers in control at the beginning of the day. It was fairly strong, but of course sellers are in complete control now. A negative delta of about 3.4 thousand Bitcoin have been sold over being bought within the last, about 6 hours. You can see all these periods of volatility spiking, generally leading to reversals. Here's one right here. You can see volatility absolutely getting crushed, even here on the 30-minute time frame. Open interest, we had a big drop in open interest here, and coinciding with a very large amount of volume. So those are, and then on the very next candle, overextended volatility, too high volatility. So yeah, this was a good potential trade setup right here. Looking for this reversal movement right here. And yeah, so I'd probably be looking for something like a long out of here. Yeah, and I prefer that hourly time frame for the long, like looking for the movement up to like 25.7. Excuse me. And then probably even just, you could short the break of 25.7, probably down to 25.3 as a setup, and then looking for that long around that 25.3 as we talked about, going a little bit higher. So overall, I'm biased to trade to the long side today. There is an opportunity to take kind of a momentum short on the intraday timeframes here down to our next level of support if this current level fails. But yeah, I would probably be a buyer here today. So life's good. Life's good. That all makes a lot of sense to me. Okay, we'll take a quick pause here, go over to the chats. Ron Legato says, did you already talk about how to join the cracking cryptocurrency Fairdesk trading competition? No, I'm going to be talking about that very shortly. Thank you, Ron. And Boris says, do I feel that liquidity has dropped off this year, resulting in the wiki price action, especially for altcoins? I feel like the altcoin futures market was a lot more liquid even back in 2020. So yes, I do feel that liquidity has significantly dried up. I think that's completely normal. 2020 was good. Was a good year. We had, because the I can't even remember is it Spurious Dragons? Yes, I believe it was the Spurious Dragons upgrade to Ethereum occurred in 2020, which really heralded, or what was that, 2016? No, I think it happened in 2020. That really ushered in the DeFi summer and dApps. But I might be wrong about that. That sounds too late. Spurious Dragons didn't come out in 2020. But I digress. Anyways, the point is that, yes, I do feel that trade volumes have fallen quite a bit. Liquidity has dried up quite a bit. The scene has changed a lot over the last year. We had a huge implosion of a lot of the big, crypto players, right? Like Terra Luna, Three Arrows Capital, all these different market makers, Celsius, Voyager, all of these, all these companies and things went bankrupt, belly up. We've never seen a lower balance of Bitcoin on exchanges. So there's been a huge trend towards self-custody. And then, of course, Ledger comes out with their recovery feature and makes everybody just trust hardware wallets again. So yeah, it's been treacherous, but I don't feel like the feeling or that fear of liquidity drying up or the actual price action or the frustrating trading doesn't really feel significantly or qualitatively different to me than it did back in 2019 or, yeah, 2019, I guess, really, because that was the first post bear market for me in the cryptocurrency markets. I really got involved in 2016. So yeah. Yeah, I think it was more liquid. But again, situational, things will change, liquidity will come back. When Bitcoin really breaks out in a significant way on the daily, you're going to see all this rush in. Open interest, not a significant advance in open interest, just very consolidating, low volume, low volatility price action. So, I would take lower risk with your trades. There's just less probability of hitting targets, and just kind of be careful until we get some resolution out of this bigger time frame range, which, we're watching the 4 hour for, we're watching the daily for. Okay. Let's talk about, let's talk. This is a good opportunity to talk about Fairdesk now. Unfortunately, I'm not logged in. I am logged in. Okay, excellent. Okay, so let's talk about trading competition. So, well, first off, I had made an announcement last week that Fairdesk was going to be holding a private trading competition for cracking cryptocurrency subs. You have to sign up underneath my link to participate in the trading competition. The link is down in the description if you're interested. It's absolutely free to sign up. You get a very nice sign up bonus. You also, if you sign up under my link, you automatically get VIP level 1 fee reduction, which means you will be paying significantly less for both your market orders and your limit orders for the life of your account on the platform. We also do lots of giveaways every week. We give away $300 per week. So we give $100 away to 3 individuals who sign up and deposit into their account the preceding week underneath my link. So we do a lot of giveaways. We're going to be doing a lot of contests, but we are going to be delaying the private competition for a few months. And I'll tell you why. Because Fairdesk is going to be launching their 2nd year anniversary trading competition in 2 days. So I didn't want our trading competition to be overshadowed by the significantly more exciting and rewarding huge 2nd anniversary trading competition. So make sure you guys are participating in this. If you've already signed up to Fairdesk, make sure you navigate to trading competition here. Why is my, just a second, it looked kind of like, looks like you guys can't actually see that, which is weird. Yeah, it's up here at the top though. I see. Okay. Anyways, it's up here at the top. Just navigate. You know what? We'll just do this. No. There we go. It's up here at the top. Just make sure you click on trading competition. You'll be navigated to this page and you have to click this participate button and then it will turn to participation. So there is a 1.8 million USDT prize pool. They're also going to be giving away a lot. So there's 2 hours and 14 minutes till it starts. So they're going to be giving away about 1.6 million in USDT and $200,000 worth of physical rewards, bonuses, and coupons. So they're going to be giving away Ducati and lifelong VIP 5. They're going to give away this Rolex Submariner, one of the greatest watches on God's earth. iPhone 15 Pro, meh. 14 days Antarctic cruise or $20,000. Skiing trip in the Alps or $8,000. I'd take the skiing trip in the Alps. And a stay at a Miami hotel or 1,000 USDT. Again, I'd stay at the Miami hotel. And then they're going to be giving away a Model X, a Tesla Model X, plus lifelong VIP 5. So, I mean, amazing prizes. You know, listen, obviously, if I could have my pick of these, I'd have the Rolex Submariner, I'm not going to lie. Or the skiing trip in the Alps. I really like that. Antarctic cruise. I don't know. Like it's no. I'm not trying to get on a boat, man. Have you guys ever been on a cruise? It is. I've never been on a cruise, but I know a lot of people obviously who have, and it just seems like the absolute my personal hell. You know, being stuck on a boat with a bunch of people I don't know, and the only things to do being eating and drinking. Right? Like I don't, you know, I rarely imbibe in the first place. And when I do, you know, it's no, it's just, you know, it's something that like, it feels like super lazy people who don't have, you know, like real goals, ambitions, motivations. Like that seems like their idea of fun. Like my idea of fun is going on like a 10-hour grueling hike and pushing myself to the limits, or skydiving, or, you know, climbing up a rock wall, or, you know, I love to fish, and I love to go to music festivals and dance, and, you know, live life, people, you know, put the bottle down, live life, you know, fulfillment, joy, sacrifice. Anyways, so trading competition, make sure you guys take advantage. If you haven't signed up to the Fairdesk platform, what are you waiting for? It is absolutely my best exchange to trade on right now. Link down in the description to do that. Of course, let's do a quick copy trading update. You can also sign up to copy trade me on the platform, and we'll go to my copy trades. And yeah, so we've got 100% win rate for the last week, 70% win rate for the last 3 weeks. I have grown my account from, so I started at 4,000 in the first week. I lost $1,000. I climbed my way back up to 5,000. I've got some open trades right now in negative P&L, but that's absolutely fine. Those will play out eventually. Let's see here. This week, my followers made about $174.81, so not bad. And yeah. So we've got some open trades right now that we're just waiting to resolve, but of course I'm copy trading every day. And if you guys want to support me, this channel, you guys can of course sign up to do that as well. Probably going to take this long position here, because I kind of wanted to do this prior to the show, but let's just see if I'm crazy. I do really want to think about this for a second. You know, we're just going to wait. We're just going to be patient. I'm not actually going to enter this position right now. I'm going to wait for deviation, at least on the 30-minute below, or a signal. Again, haven't received a signal, no deviation. Let's keep it nice and easy. Okay. What else are we talking about? Sorry. All right. So we talked about that. We talked about copy trading. We talked about Fairdesk anniversary. Of course, we re-clarified on exactly when we're going to be starting the cracking cryptocurrency one. It is time to get into altcoins. Let's do altcoins, ladies and gentlemen. I got a lot of interesting altcoins. Magnus says, but I don't want a Tesla. I want a pickup. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. I drive a Chevy Silverado, my brother. Ron Legato says that's not the only thing to do. Oh, Ron, you dirty bird. Ooh. Let's now turn to altcoins. We've got a lot of interesting altcoins to talk about today. And the first one we're going to be talking about is XVS. So XVS has been pumping today. Here's the XVS chart. It hasn't been pumping today, but it definitely pumped yesterday. So XVS yesterday put in a big 47% movement. Today it is retraced about a little bit less than half of that, about 18% we've retraced. I mean, pretty classic signs here, guys, like big wicks to the upside. You know, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, in my experience trading, You almost always lose money like buying these breakouts. It just, again, it depends on like what area of the market, but everybody wants to see, we're going to be looking at another chart here in a little bit called perp, where you see very similar price action and then it keeps moving up, and you will see this from time to time, guys. But if we really zoom the chart out here on XVS, you're going to notice that this kind of model has happened a lot on the XVS price chart, where we will be moving along in sideways consolidation, and then just this random God candle, 83% candle here, full retracement, and then lower prices. All right. We'll go a little bit more to the left here. Again, same thing, random God candle, 36%, full retracement, and then prices go lower. Here it is again. 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 Yeah, so that's basically been the pattern of XVS since the summer of 2021. So it's done this for basically for all of 2022. And the previous example we have of this, of course, did culminate like the highest price. So I just don't really see why this time will be different. There is, of course, a particular trade setup that does present itself in this type of situation, which we are going to see very clearly. Give me a second. No. Where is it? Yeah, right here, which is this was actually the last time. You'll notice that we get this random God candle out of nowhere, and then full retrace, or not full retracement, but pretty significant retracement, like 50% or greater. And then we go for what I like to call an aftershock pump, right? So there's like a pump, you know, price pulls back, and then people snatch this up and they go. And I would actually be willing to bet that this is probably associated with some fib level. Yeah, so that's just the 618. Pretty standard, you know, area to look for price to enter following a big random pump. You're looking for basically a 61.8% retracement, or the fib 618, which is exactly right here. We called it the golden pocket between the 618 and the 65, where everybody started accumulating and price went for a nice aftershock pump. Typically when you buy at the 618, your target's going to be the 382 and the 236. All right. That's a nice safe trade. And I think that's probably exactly what we saw here. People bought here and they sold here and they sold here. Some people probably are also sold here at the, this is the 50%. This is the 382 and this is the 236. So so 50%, 382, 236. Those are going to be your three most common take profit targets following a 618 buy, or just a golden pocket, a golden retracement buy. And worked out pretty well in this case. So that is always a setup. I like to call them aftershock pumps. I don't typically use fibs, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. If they give you a little guidance and help you identify where you should be shooting your shot, essentially, so to speak. And then, so let's actually look here. It would be not this low, but this low, and we will measure. And we are actually at the 618 right now. So 618 buyers would be scooping up XVS here, and they would be looking for price targets at 50%, which is going to be, 50%, the 382 and the 236. So you got some nice trades here. So buying here around $4.40 to $4.50, and looking for 483, 516, and 556 would be your three take profits. And from here to the last take profits, 23%. So this is a nice potential trade. This is a big coin. It's available on Binance and other major exchanges at a major exchange near you. Okay, that's XVS. The next token of interest is going to be OGN. Again, this is Origin Protocol. We've seen a lot of growth out of Origin Protocol lately. Very similar, getting this big God candle today after, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5. Very slow burn, slow creeps up, and the nice big explosion. So from bottom to top, the pump today did cover about 63%. And if we do the same strategy here, looking for that aftershock pump setup, we'd be looking to be buyers around 0.935 and 0.916. And then we'd be looking for about 10 cents, 10 cents and 74, and 11.6 cents. So that's a potential setup for OGM. I know a lot of people have been excited about OGM. And it has been pretty interesting. But this is the kind of opportunity I see present myself. We see the same thing over here. So OGN also did this pump just a few weeks ago, about a month ago. And in this case, buyers at the 618 were not dramatically rewarded. This did come all the way down to the 786. Again, another less common but popular area to purchase. And then again, same thing, you know, exiting at the 0.5 and the 382. So we were making it all the way from the 786 all the way up to the 382 on the previous aftershock pump. So very likely that we don't just completely sell off from here. There will very much likely be either continuation here or at least an aftershock pump. So I would be looking for that 935, 916 area for OGN here, guys. And then we, of course, have Perp USDT. Perp USDT is very hot right now. I will let the chart speak for itself. Pretty exciting pump here. And if we switch on, excuse me, I want to switch on kind of our I pressed the wrong button. Kind of switching on our reversal system here. You can see we actually got a nice daily buy signal all the way back here on June 23rd. Nothing really up to that. You kind of hold through this consolidation. And now just this insane kind of pump. So we have Perp is up about 210%, give or take. And, you know, we did just see the first signs of extreme selling coming here. So this is kind of critical to watch right here. I would say if this current daily candle fails, so far we haven't made a new high. The current high is $1.24. Almost $1.25. And the high today is, again, $1.24. The previous high is $1.24.8. So we haven't made a new high yet. And if we close this kind of hanging dead man's candle, then likely this is the first bout of extreme selling we've seen. This was looking like a red candle just an hour ago because, you know, we had sold off. We are now pushing back up towards resistance. Breakout would probably lead to a kind of wick right here before sell off. So I'm not going to debate on whether Perp is going to immediately fall off the map or not, but certainly a retracement at some point in time. And you never want to chase a trade up here at the top. Never want to chase a trade up here at the top. It is not a recipe for success. Okay, next up we've got Turbo TRB, and I know a lot of people in the community have this coin. So congratulations to you guys. Very similar. Turbo had a nice little kind of breakout from its previous consolidation range and then just kind of slowly stair-stepped its way up until we had this God candle, about 50% God candle yesterday. We actually pushed up another impressive like 18%. And now we've had some pretty significant selling. So I don't really have any firm opinions on Turbo right here. Again, we could look for price back down at the consolidation around $17, $16.30, somewhere like that, and then be looking kind of for that aftershock pump at like, you know, $19.45, $21.86, $24.84. But something about Turbo just feels a little different to me. So I'm actually not going to recommend this one. We were unable to get close to the previous pump. So a little bit of whale chicanery here, in my opinion. Next thing we're going to be talking about is Melon. Which Melon used to be called something else. I can't think of what it is right now. Does anybody recall what Melon used to be called before they rebranded it to be Melon? Yeah, Alex, I'll take a look at XCAT here in just a little bit. Anyways, Melon used to be called something else, but all right, I'm not going to linger on this question too long. But the reason I want to talk about Melon is because there is a new token launch, and let me pull up the website. I am not advising people to do this, but I will just say there does appear to be a lot of excitement on Twitter, Telegram, and across the socials for this token launch. So if you haven't participated in an IDO for a while, here's your opportunity. Just a sec, guys. Come on, guys. There we go. Got it. Okay. So this is Melon Coin. They are going to do their IDO pre-sale in 1 day and 20 hours. So this is going live basically on Sunday. And there's an airdrop. There's other ways to like get a boost and all that stuff. Like, I don't know. These guys are all about essentially, you know, like NFT tokenizing memes. And yeah, you guys, I'm not a huge IDO guy. I just participated in an IDO a little bit ago called Big Eyes, and so far it's been a flop. You know, I will probably maybe put a couple $100 into this just for fun, see how it looks. You know, the thing is with IDOs, I've done a lot of them and I have a very low hit rate on them, but the ones that did take off were worth it. Like, so it's been financially strategic for me to just throw money into every IDO, because the ones that so far have multiplied very much for me have made up for the losses. So, and this is kind of the venture capital methodology of investing, which I've talked about many times, where, you know, basically the spray and pray. And because things pump so hard in crypto, you only need a couple winners to have a good year. So the website is melon.oo. This is the only place where you can actually purchase their IDO. And again, it's in a day and 20 hours. So I'll leave it at that. We've got a few more altcoins to look at here. The first one's going to be Ray. Ray has been trending very strongly today. Very nice uptrend that we have on Ray. I would be, of course, a little cautious, as we have just put in a kind of local high so far and are now kind of experiencing our first amount of significant selling. Of course, Ray has traded higher than this. But Ray really hasn't ever had a really strong trend. So you might say to yourself, well, that's like, we're excited about it. Like, here the trend comes. I highly doubt it. But I digress. I do digress. So interesting chart. Definitely wait for a pullback. I don't chase green candles. And the other assets that I'm going to just mention are Dusk. They just published their roadmap to mainnet, so the Dusk community is pretty excited about that. Token really hasn't done too much, but maybe it's an opportunity for you guys to get in before the news circulates amongst crypto Twitter. There is a token called Lit, L-I-T. It is trending, but I didn't think it was strong enough, so I'm just going to ignore it for now. And then, of course, Hook. Hook moved up like 20%, and all of the Telegram signal groups went absolutely crazy, so whatever. All right. That's all we've got for altcoins. We'll be covering DeFi coins here in just a little bit. But before we do that, let me look at XCAD here for Alex. Oh, here we go. Why did it say I can? That was weird. Okay, XCAD. Well, I mean, classically, we would call this like a cup and handle, right? But the thing about a cup and handle is you typically want to see the right side of the cup be higher than the left side of the cup. So a cup and handle is supposed to be a bullish trend confirmation pattern where, you know, essentially you've got, you know, price doing its pricey thing, and then it kind of makes a rally, and then it pulls back, and it makes another rally, and then it pulls back, and then you enter on the handle, because what you're trying to do is you're expecting that this is this, and that price is going to do this, and so you're trying to enter here on the handle. That is the idea. That is the setup. That is the idea of how a cup and handle pattern works. So for this does not look. I mean, this looks like a cup and handle, but it's not. Instead, this is just a lower high, and we don't have a lot of history on XCAD. XCAD hasn't really had a powerful pump yet, so it might. Looks like, you know, it had a little bit of a pump at launch and then just immediate distribution, some pretty rangy price action, obviously some accumulation here. But what are the ratings over here? What do we got people saying? Yeah, I mean, the majority of people, you know, are saying Moon. A little bit, about half of that is saying, you know, it's not going to do anything, but no red flags, right? Just like what is the asset going to do? You know, pretty sufficient liquidity, pretty high FDV. But you know, but there's a big ratio between the market cap and the FDV, which I quite like. So that's just that's good. That's typically a good thing. The token's a year and 3 months old, and you know, it really hasn't done anything. So, but you know, no issues. Security's fine. Token's fine. Tokenizing YouTubers. DeFi solution to creator monetization. Yeah, I am on YouTube. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have a lot of insights on this particular price action. I mean, what I see here is, you know, like on one hand, you know, I would like to say that, you know, we've had 3 lower highs, but we've pretty much kind of in 3 lower lows, 3 lower highs and 3 lower lows. So this is, I mean, this is pretty bearish to me, man. Like, we need to break a high. We need to put in a higher low, or, you know, just spray and pray. You know what I'm saying? All right. Okay, let's talk about Ethereum, and then we'll jump into our DeFi coins, and then we'll answer any questions you guys have, and then that's it. You know, I got stuff to do, guys. All right. Ethereum. So I'm going to be broadly talking about Ethereum fundamentals here. And because of that, I think we're going to switch to the split screen charting. Okay. So let's talk about Ethereum. All right. So here she is in all her glory. And yeah, just give me 1 second to Miriam, and I will take a look at that. All right, so I want to talk about Ethereum from a fundamental perspective here. So it's no mystery that Ethereum in this mini bull market has significantly underperformed Bitcoin, and I think that underperformance is very telling. So it's been something I've been thinking about, and I've been wondering why. Why is Ethereum underperforming Bitcoin, and what am I missing about the bigger narrative of Ethereum that would justify this or explain this? Because with all, I mean, there's a lot of innovation going on in Ethereum, but price is not responding. Why? Well, Ethereum has overgone 19 upgrades in the past 8 years. And of course, many more will come as well. Some upgrades have been more critical than others, but since we're all investors in the native token Ethereum, the only thing we really care about is when one of these upgrades significantly improves the usability or introduces a new use case or feature for Ethereum that we believe will have a significant impact on price. Now, since the merge, or as it was colloquially called, the Shanghai upgrade, back in September 2022, the 18th, I do believe, Ethereum has only rallied 11% since that kind of fundamental event. And that's less than half of Bitcoin's 31% rally during the same time period. And as I said, I think this underperformance says a lot. Now, what Shanghai was all about is it just allowed blocks to process withdrawal operations, essentially opening up withdrawals from the beacon chain. And you know, while this was interesting, it has now led to the newest innovations for Ethereum, which is, you know, liquid staking derivatives and all the, you know, everything that kind of associates with that. You know, that is very interesting and exciting for a very small population of Ethereum users, kind of the power users, the people who have a lot of money staked in Ethereum or hold a lot of Ethereum. But, you know, I would say for the majority of the shrimps and the people who are just casually interested in Ethereum as part of our portfolio and aren't really doing anything more than that, you know, like we don't care. We don't really care that Ethereum's now proof of stake versus proof of work. We don't care. We just don't care, right? Because it's not like, it's cool, but all, I mean, this is all like, you know, very technical, very gigabrain, very power user stuff. And it's just not interesting to or relevant to the majority of Ethereum users who just want to buy tokens, hold Ethereum, maybe do some yield farming, et cetera, et cetera. Now, there is currently about $40 billion worth of in staked Ethereum, right? So there's about $40 billion of Ethereum supply staked into staking protocols. And that's about 20% of Ethereum supply, which currently has a market capitalization of about $200 billion. Unfortunately, again, yields for staked Ethereum vary from platform to platform, but the average is about 4.12% annualized. And that is lower than a 2-year treasury bond. So today's investors in today's high rate environment are very cash hungry. When rates are very high and interest rates are very high, then there is a real, lack of desire to chase low yields. There is a strong desire to have cash flow. And there's a big cash crunch right now on top of that. So I don't think that, this yield is just not very appealing. All right. Now, the last time Ethereum had an upgrade that led to a massive rally was all the way back in October of 2020 when they introduced initially the beacon chain staking. This led to a rally of price by 620%. Of course, the bull market played a part, but that was a huge fundamental event, staking, and everybody was excited about that. But several years later, I'm just not feeling it. Every single other upgrade since the introduction of beacon chain staking back in 2020 has had almost no price impact. We just don't care. Price doesn't rally on Now, I'm not trying to sit here and hate on Ethereum. I will say that we have another Ethereum upgrade scheduled for Q4 2023, so coming up this year, and that is EIP 4844. And EIP 4844, I think, I'm trying not to get too excited about it, but I am excited about it because, the Ethereum developers were very clear that all the upgrades up to this point would not reduce gas fees. And of course, we haven't seen any reduction in gas fees. But EIP 4844 is aimed directly at reducing gas fees. And if we can significantly reduce gas fees and, lower the pain of using the Ethereum blockchain right now, well, then I think we can actually see some significant Ethereum price rallies because this is a significant user, improvement for every user of Ethereum. Lowered gas fees is a huge life improvement. It could pull some of that liquidity that's been vampired up by other chains back onto Big Daddy Ethereum. They will also be introducing, they will also be trying to improve scalability by introducing proto-dank sharding. So that's, again, cool, but whatever. And so I think that right now I'm very neutral on Ethereum. I, of course, do hold Ethereum. It's not a surprise. It's not a secret, but I'm not interested in adding more Ethereum to my stack. I'm happy with the amount that I have. And I want to monitor Ethereum's price very closely for the rest of the year to see if we do get a rally off of the EIP 4844 introduction, which is supposed to go live in Q4 2023. So I'll be updating you guys as that comes. But, if we don't see a rally off a significant reduction in gas fees, then I don't know what will rally Ethereum's price. Fundamentally decoupled from Bitcoin, decoupled from the rest of the market. What makes Ethereum attractive to use for the end user, and for the investor, why should they buy Ethereum over Bitcoin? Used to be, Ethereum appreciates more. Well, not now. Ethereum has significantly underperformed, almost by more than half. Bitcoin's rally this year. So things are changing. And if we don't get a significant price rally off of this announcement, then it's possible that Ethereum's best days are behind us. Let me know your guys' thoughts. Okay. I'm going to look at XDC USDT for Ethereum, and then we will look at DeFi coins, and then that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. On KuCoin. Okay. All right, yeah, so new token launch, big rally, sell-off, consolidation. Okay, so listen, so I think it's like 80 to 85% of coins after their initial pump never go higher than that. Okay. So where did price pump to? So we have trapped buyers here. We have trapped buyers here. And now we have trapped buyers here. So those are and then of course we also have trapped buyers up here. All right. So, it becomes increasingly difficult to overcome these burdens if there's not this huge like social campaign and movement for a token or coin. So long-term viability of XDC. Of course, it is a mainnet, but again, I don't know anything about XDC right now. Now you said this looks tempting. Just looking at the weekly chart, this doesn't really look too tempting to me. Just based on my experience, it's very unlikely that we come back, near this ever. But maybe. So I wouldn't say this is too attractive. I mean, big rally pullback. There is a little bit of an aftershock pump setup here. And we're right in that golden pocket right now. So, I mean, yes. So based on that idea, there's a possibility here. Like 6175, 6948, maybe 7904. So, this is a valid trade setup. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this, especially if you know a little bit more about XDC, or maybe you're in their Telegram, or you know more than I do. On the daily time frame, we are trading underneath the daily baseline with our third lower high. Maybe a little bit of technical divergence here because we do maybe have a higher low here as well. So we are almost on the verge of breaking up above the baseline and potentially getting a daily trending signal. So I'd be looking for price above like 5.8 cents. That could be enticing. That could be a potential signal here, especially if we see Minx and Wadatar wake up as well. Not really looking like Wadatar is going to immediately flip bullish here, even if we do get an up candle. So, but yeah, pump, full retracement, and maybe the second one will lead to something here. And so, we're kind of biased to the short side on the daily time frame. And yeah, so we've got, price listing lazily downwards. We've got a little bit of expansion right here. But we weren't, we weren't able to break out above the upper boundary of the Bollinger Bands and really enter into a trend. We did get a 4-hour buy signal here. We got a 4-hour sell signal here. We got a 4-hour buy signal. Why are you not using my indicators, people? Jesus. Beautiful. So yeah, this all looks pretty nice. Yeah, I can think, just going back to that weekly chart. I mean, I think probably the highest probability setup that we're looking at here is just to expect a bit of an aftershock pump. So it seems we did get a 4-hour buy signal here. We haven't gone overbought yet. This would be an area where I would be taking profits if I bought here, because we just moved back up to the top of the 4-hour Bollinger Band here, and the likelihood of a trend is very likely. Maybe I'd leave 10% of the position to let it run. We are getting weekly overbought signals here on the 4-hour time frame as well. So we have the capacity to continue pushing up here and enter into a little bit more of a trend. But again, just realistic targets. I would be looking for targets, just up to, a little under 8 cents. I really wouldn't be looking for continuation. That doesn't, I think if we check back in on this chart in a few months, it's probably going to be down. And yeah, that's just my opinions. I don't have any prescient knowledge. I'm not Duke Leto Atreides, or, Paul Atreides, or, so best of luck to you, my friend. Thank you for watching the show. XCD looks almost exactly like the initial. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I can see that similarity. Yep. No, thank you. Okay. We've got some DeFi coins to go over, and then that's all we've got, ladies and gentlemen. And it's, I think we only got 2 or 3. Let me just pull up my watch list here. Okay, yeah. So DeFi Llama. Yeah, so, you know, believe it or not, chains are mostly green today. The fastest growing chains today are Gnosis. And I'm, of course, I'm looking at ones with, you know, a significant amount of TVL. So Gnosis, oh, maybe I want to look at the weekly. This has changed a little bit since this morning. This morning, the fastest growing chains were Gnosis, Base, and Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain's actually seen quite a bit of growth over the last week. So trying to recover from the unfortunate Richard Heart indictment. The fastest growing protocols today. The fastest growing protocols today are actually Prisma Finance, no, this is not really what I want. I don't want top protocols. I want there we go. That looks a little bit better. Really fast growing protocols are Prisma Finance, Friend Tech, Binance Staked Ethereum, Alchemix, and Asymmetric Protocol. Yeah, Alchemix, Asymmetric Protocol. There's Friend Tech. And then I'm not sure where those other two disappeared to, but I digress. We do have some inflow leaders for the day, and that's going to be RLB, 0x, BLUI, and GPepe. So we can go over to Dex Screener. So over the last 24 hours, the DeFi coins that saw, in my opinion, the largest inflows were RLB. Okay, RLB. You can see we're trending pretty nicely on the daily, a little bit of consolidation over the last few weeks down here at the lows. So a pretty interesting area to either scoop up a bag or just be a little bit patient, see if we can get priced a little bit lower. But, you know, we can range trade back up on confirmation of kind of a bottom here, taking opportunity. Or we can look for prices a little bit lower, you know, potentially considering a breakdown. But anyways, RLB did see a lot of inflows and we are here at the lows. So I will leave you to make your own decision. And then we have 0x. Or is it just OX? Yeah, Open Exchange Token. Yeah, so Open Exchange Token has been pretty much down only since August. But we are back down here at support, and we just saw a big amount of inflows. So big flows on-chain onto DEX position. So pretty interesting. Definitely want to look at 0x token, or OX token, excuse me. The other one with significant inflows was Bluey. Now, I'm just going to leave this. I've seen so many of these coins that look like scams. From everything I understand, this one's fine. I haven't bought or did this. So again, this is, you know, obviously this can continue going. But a lot of volume, a lot of people have conducted with this. This has been created in the last 24 hours. So I will say that if you are going to play around with this token, you absolutely need to buy a nominal amount and see if you can sell it first. All right. And make sure you check your token sniffer and your Go Plus security before you make any trades. All right. I go over this very clearly, how to snipe new altcoins in my how to catch 100x altcoins video here on YouTube. So if you haven't seen that, I highly recommend watching that before you delve into the depths of sniping new listings. But this is what smart money does. Smart money follows new listings. This is how they make the buku bucks. And then the other one that is interesting is GPepe. This is the greatest Pepe. We saw a big amount of inflows on this. Obviously, as you can see, we had a ridiculous rally yesterday, completely sold off. And so maybe that's the inflows that we saw. Again, like I said, the past 24 hours. So anyways, GPepe, this is the new one this is another Pepe. This is our third Pepe now. So, something to look at. You guys know how well Pepe did. Now, there was this interesting occurrence yesterday with this new token called Fine, where I saw a lot of smart money aping into this because there was this rumor that was circulating that it was a former Pepe developer who had launched this token. Those were later proven to be false on Twitter. So actually what was very interesting was this was one of the few cases where I saw a lot of smart money wallets take losses on this. Like as soon as they found out that it wasn't a Pepe dev behind it, they were just out. I think we probably see a lot of different traders purchasing Fine now because it actually does appear to be doing pretty well. Like big pumps, this Fine thing is cool. But I saw a lot of smart money wallets lose money on this yesterday. So on this candle. So very interesting. All right, and then we saw big outflows of Dorkel, Shia, Mog, Winner, and RDNT. So I still have my Shia position, but it is what it is. Now, I will say that so far this week, there has been head and shoulders a winner for smart money interest, and that is the token called Prime. This has gotten a massive amount of smart money investment over the last week. Now, obviously, we've got a nice double top here, so they may be distributing. This could be the end of the movement, but I haven't seen those big outflows yet of Prime. I've still continued to see significant dominance of Prime in smart money wallets over the past week. There's also a new launch, which I can't actually say on stream or I'm going to get demonetized, but it is, Bleeptober, right? Like October, but Bleeptober, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So you guys can go search for that on your own. The video will get demonetized if I open it up. RLB and Unibot are still the biggest core holdings across the smart money wallets that I track. So Unibot obviously did really well. Whales are still holding. Smart money is still holding Unibot. So I'm actually pretty interested in where Unibot's price is at right now. $78 right here. And we've seen, look at all this selling. I mean, this is great. So, I thought it looked juicy over here. We had a couple guys, Alex yesterday, for example, was pointing out in the mentoring that he thought it looked juicier, but he waited and now he's able to scoop it up down here. So congrats. And I'm not seeing those big outflows of whale money out of Unibot. So, and maybe there's a reason why. It's because they get some pretty juicy protocol revenue from it. But I digress. And then, of course, RLB, Roll Bitcoin, which, as I said, is at its lows currently. But again, same thing here. Let's just wait a couple days and see if we can get it cheaper. And if we can get it down here, great. So RLB on the watch list. I'm actually going to add this one to my watch list. RLB. And I'm gonna add Fine to my watch list. Like I'm interested in it now. It's exciting now. Prime. Yeah, so I'd be cautious with Prime. Let's see what happens on a pullback, maybe even cheaper. Maybe we missed it, but I'll let you guys know. All right, that's about all I've got for you lovely, beautiful, amazing people today. Flip. Let's see here. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another exciting episode of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. If you enjoy the show, you want to support what we're doing here, the easiest way for you guys to do that is to like today's video. Just click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already and turn on notifications, and leave a comment down below telling me what you like about my shows, how you think I can improve, what you'd like to see featured on the show. I always love your feedback, right? Tell me what cryptocurrency is going to pop off next so we can all profit together. That'd be great too. But yeah, if you are interested in what we do, if you are interested in learning how to trade better, if you are learning and building your own trading strategy so that you're not dependent upon anything, I highly recommend you join our premium trading group. You're going to get access to all of our signals and our market updates every single day. All me and the other two top traders in the group. You're also going to get access to all of our coursework in our online trading academy. We have a ton of courses on our website that I've built by myself that teaches people how to build trading strategies and improve trading strategies from the ground up. We also teach people how to write Pine code so they can make their own trading strategy and back test it on the TradingView platform with their strategy tester product. You're also going to access to our weekly mentoring sessions and our private Discord channels in our Discord. So lots there. You can find all that information on our website, krakencryptocurrency.com. You can also sign up to copy trade me on the Fairdesk platform and earn when I earn. Link down in the description. And if you want to do something completely non-committal, go download my free guide, The 5 Mistakes Holding You Back from Profitable Trading. Again, link in the description. Thank you guys for all your continued support. We will be back on Monday. I will be scheduling the live stream for Monday in just a few short hours. I will be releasing 2 full-length YouTube videos over the next 7 days. One is going to be the 5 reasons you suck at trading. And the other one is going to be another excerpt from our community Ask Us Anything mentoring sessions, which I love to share with you individuals. That's about it. Make sure to go join Fairdesk's 2nd year anniversary trading competition. Get the opportunity to earn or to participate in their 1.8 million USDT reward pool and join our team. Link for that down in the description. And I will see you lovely individuals on Monday. Same crypto time, same crypto network. We will be streaming. I know today we started an hour later, but I am going to be scheduling all of our streams for our original time slot, which is 12 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to be streaming at 12 p.m. Eastern next week for our streaming slots. So I understand that to grow the stream, I need to be here at a consistent time for you individuals. If I'm not here when you're used to me being here, you're going to watch somebody else. And I'd like for you to watch me. And I think you'd like to watch me too. So help me stay consistent. I am going to do that for you guys. And we're going to be streaming at the same time on the same days. Got the time figured out. I'm still struggling with, are we going to stream every single day so that I can focus on long form content and also growing the group, or am I going to be streaming every single day? Still haven't figured that one out. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you on Monday. Cheers, guys.